Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho, and I'm here to bring you guys another review for my Exploring the Arsenal playlist. And this time is going to be on the all-new NX Standard Assault Rifle that Nexon has just released, I think a couple hours before. And it is going to be on the M416N. This is yet another addition to the M416 family, and hence another addition to the overall M4A1 family. And yeah, judging by its stats, it looks pretty good, but stats can't tell you everything, obviously. So let's get started on this review. So now the M417N, or did I just call it the M417N? The M416N is like I just said, the latest the latest addition to the M416 family. Nexon just released it earlier today, and it is on special preview sale for 20% off. So it is for about 10k NX for 90 days, and just under 20k NX for permanent. So that's obviously very good. So let's jump into the statistics here on the M416N, which I hope to bring up here. Looking on the Commodore's main page. Alright, so here they are. Damage on the M416N is at a solid 40. So we'll be comparing this to the M416 CQB, which is obviously the other, or the very first M416 NX standard variant. And compared to the M416 CQB, the M416N features a 1 point increase in damage, making this on par in terms of damage with the M416 CAMO. And judging by the gameplay of this, as I've been playing around with the M416N, it does feel like the damage is indeed pretty high on the M416N, and it does seem very comparable to the M416 CAMO. So I definitely agree with Nexon's decision to give it a 40 damage rating, which is, so you can be sure to deal, you know, substantial damage with the M416N. The portability is at a 62, so while it may not be as high as the M416 CQB, it is still on par with the original M416 and the M416 CAMO. So, I mean, you know, so for assault rifles, this is pretty standard, and it's not something you should be totally worried about. So, it could be, I mean, it's no M416 CQB, but you know, it could be worse. The fire rate on the M416N is at a 74, so it is standard for all M416 variants so far, so the M416N does not stray from that. The accuracy is also at an 80, so again, the accuracy, it does not stray from the other M416 variants. Now the recoil on the other hand, it seems to have been increased. I believe the M416 had a recoil of 63. The M416N seems to have a recoil of 65. Now let's talk a little bit more about the recoil. I've only played a few games with the M416N as of right now, so I can't really tell you exactly how the recoil performs, but this is what I've been noticing. As for the recoil spread does seem to spread out faster, and the max spread seems to be a little bit bigger than the M416's. On top of that, the recoil kickback, the hipfire kickback is pretty similar to the M416, so you won't really notice any difference there. However, the in-scope recoil kickback is a lot more pronounced. You'll see a lot more side-to-side kickback, while on the M416, no, most of the time, unless you don't overdo it, most of your shots while tap firing will go just straight. They'll just bounce straight up and down, and you won't need to worry about it. However, on the M416N, I don't know if it's because I was recording and because it was my recording lag that I was saying this before. The M416N, it seems to have a much higher chance, or a much higher tendency to be able to over tap fire. What I mean by that is over tap firing is when you tap fire so fast that your gun starts to stray away from just bouncing up and down, and starts kicking like diagonally to the right or to the left. I'm sure most of you guys know what I'm talking about. And the M416 unfortunately seems to have a very bad tendency to do that. Maybe after about let's say your first 4 shots or so, first 3 or 4 shots, and especially if you tap fire faster than you would normally with the M416, then the M416N will start to over tap fire pretty badly. Though it's not as bad as other assault rifles, but it's still there, and that over tap fire mechanism, it can get annoying at times, especially if you want to concentrate on taking out people at long range. Then you know, you got a little bit of a problem there. As for whether or not it jams, that's the other thing about jamming. Jamming is when you tap fire so fast that your gun actually can't keep up. Like you click, but your gun actually doesn't fire a bullet. That's what I mean by jamming. The M416N, unfortunately enough, does not have a tendency to jam. It only has a problem with over-tap firing. So yeah, those are its problems with recoils there. So the recoil, indeed, it is increased from the M416. Though only in its in-scope recoil. As for hipfire, the only thing you need to worry about is the faster rate at which the recoil spread enlarges, and the little extra increase in its maximum spread. So yeah, the recoil is justifiable in that respect. I've already talked about the Tapfireability, and other than that, all the other changes that the M416N features over the original M416 are as follows. The M416N does behave, it's kind of like the M416 CQB in that it does have an integrated foregrip. It seems to have an elongated barrel as well, maybe for that extra damage, I suppose. These are just physical characteristics of the M416N. They're not really that, you know. They're not really that significant. However, what is significant is that its muzzle noise has changed, so that it seems like it sounds like it fires slower than it actually does. I feel that just by the sound of the gun alone, the M416 and the M416 CQB fire faster than the M416N. I don't know what it is. I know that the rate of fire is the same on the M416N as it is on all of the M416 variants. It's just that the sound that the M416N makes when you fire it, I don't know, it just makes it sound slower, you know? It sounds like it fires slower than, like, say, the M416 or the CQB variant, but I don't know, that could just be me. It does start with the standard ammo capacity as at 30 rounds per mag and 90 rounds in reserve. And one unique feature about the M416N, or I shouldn't say unique, but one very cool feature about the M416N is that it actually comes with an integrated ACOG scope. I believe it's the, let's check the gameplay here. Looks like I died, so yeah, I'll just wait for myself to spawn in and wait until you guys... Oh, so it does hold the TA3 ACOG, I believe. We'll see. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Interesting. I think it has the... Wait a minute, hold on. What? Did I see that right? Hold on, let me back up in the gameplay a little bit. Oh, wow. File corrupted. Okay, that's cool. So, actually, strangely enough, the ACOG on the M416N is neither of the ACOGs we've seen before. It is neither the TA1 or the TA3. If you guys don't use or aren't familiar with the ACOGs, the TA1 ACOG displays like a numerical range on your scope that shows you exactly how far away your target is, wherever you're pointing at, or wherever your cursor or your crosshairs are pointing at. And the TA3 ACOG displays like two little arcs next to on the sides of your crosshairs that denote your health and your ammo count in your current mag, so you don't have to look down at your ammo counter to see how much HP or how much ammo you currently have. But it seems like the M416N's ACOG doesn't display either of those, so that's pretty weird. But in any case, it's still an ACOG, so yeah, it's just like the Incest where both rifles start with an integrated ACOG scope. Now, I really like this because I'm personally a bigger fan of the ACOGs than I am with the ITECs, just because of its higher magnification. That was one problem that I had with the M416 N or the M416 CQB, in that even though it's a really good gun, sometimes I feel that the ITEC scope really limits it at range. So I'm glad that the M416 N it just gives you an ACOG sight straight away. Though I'm sure that many people out there still really like the ITEC scope, and this is gonna be a bummer for them because, you know, there's no way for them to put an ITEC on the M416 N because, you know, it starts with an ACOG, you can't detach it. So I guess that's unfortunate, but for me personally, I'm really glad because I'm a bigger fan of the ACOGs than I am of the ITECs. Other than that, that should be about it for the M416N review. The M416N is a fantastic assault rifle. It definitely lives up to the name of the M416s. Whether or not it's gonna be popular, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I personally feel that it's a very good assault rifle, but it's got its drawbacks. just to give you guys a brief, overview of what we've covered so far, the M416N seems to be better at close range and middle range. Actually, close range and long range, whereas the M416 CQB is best at close range and middle range. So that's what I feel that the M416N brings to the table as far as the M416 variants are concerned. Maybe it's kind of like it's like a combination of actually I don't know really what it'd be a combination of. I feel that the M416N is like a standalone kind of variant in the M416. It's like the M416, yet it kind of covers like a unique area of the M416 family, like on its own. So I don't really know what to think of the M416N. Maybe we'll see. We'll find out for sure. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be as popular as the M416 CQB. I mean, it's pretty tough to dismount the sheer popularity that the M416 CQB has, but the M416 N is definitely up there. I can definitely see it being used as effectively as the CQB because it's got higher damage, and in the end, sometimes all it comes down to is its damage. I mean, the M416 N is definitely more powerful than the M416 CQB, that's for sure. However, you got that it comes with the price, actually 2 price tags, and that's its portability and the recoil. So I don't know which one we prefer. It's another one of those gun rivalries that I can see. First, it was like it's like G36E versus the M416 CQB, M416 CQB versus the M6A2 SRT. Now it's the M416 CQB versus the all-new M416 N. So for those of you guys who are planning to buy a permanent assault rifle, maybe you guys want to consider buying the M416 N. Would you prefer? I mean, on top of that, you guys got a week starting from now to buy it for 20% off. That saves you about a good 5K and X right there, so you guys can spend on something else, I suppose. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been a review on the M416N, the newest assault rifle, dropped for preview sale on Combat Arms. So yeah, my name is Asian Psycho, aka Toast98, and I'll see you guys later.
Bravo team wins.